and the New York Giants. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This one taken just inside the 10. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. The first carry for the former Nittany Lion. This is Saquon Barkley. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Malik Jefferson in there on the stop.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3.
Here we go now.
Mayfield now. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. A first down carry for Barkley. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Mayfield now on 2nd down. And that's off the mark, incomplete. Before the game, they were running the route tree about as efficiently and effectively as we could have possibly imagined, but sometimes the passes just go awry.
Yeah, let's face it, when you're running the route tree in pregame, you don't have defenders breathing down your neck. You don't have defensive backs making plays on the football. Hard to replicate the intensity of the game in pregame.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do you do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll run forward Barkley. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Gone! Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Going up top. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone. Detroit.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Call it a gain of 5, and they're going to have a 3rd down. He can run for it, and he will. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. Green 39. Green 39.
1st down, Mayfield. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them, in a sense, and gotten the ball from them.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The former 2nd-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he powers his way up past the 30. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit!
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Dominique Easley. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. They'll set up a throw. Going deep downfield for Ross. That's caught at the 25. And he's able to get this down deep on the Giants' side of the field. A big third down play there for the Bengals. 59 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Mixon with a first down carry. And he's got this one down to the 10. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Now look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Alongside Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin, and it's the Bengals with the football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. Here's a give to Mixon. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are in for 6.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
To throw, Mayfield. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. Looking for Shepard deep. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. Not much there. Maybe a couple up to the 35.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll drop to throw. Open receiver, that's David Njoku. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete. David Njoku was the intended receiver. And now it's second down.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Gun! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Back to throw. Shakes off the sack. That is incomplete.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. Throw left side, caught by the tight end Njoku. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. A handoff to Mixon, and he stopped immediately there. Mario Edwards Jr. there to bring him down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd. And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down.
Detroit! Gun!
Now back to throw. And he can't quite corral it defensively. Maybe some space to go the other direction if he had caught it. That brings up 4th down now. Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Gun!
A 1st down throw for Mayfield. Over the middle to Beckham. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Hurry up, here we go.
Here's a give to Barkley. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
A handoff to Barkley. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout. The Giants on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. From the gun, Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Now Mayfield on 4th down. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go back to the ground now with Barkley, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Detroit! Detroit! Gun! 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 Detroit! Detroit!
2nd down, Mayfield. He'll complete this to Ingram, his tight end. And he'll go down at the 28. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And now before this 1st down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Gun! 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 All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield on 1st down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green, 39.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And an alley to run. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got it. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Evan Ingram in the final seconds of the first half. And the Giants have got it back to a one-score game. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Rosas now to kick this one away. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And you got to think, if this is anything other than just taking a knee, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, they've got enough to talk about at the half. Why do anything else? Just get out of there.
Final play of the first half, barring a penalty, as they come up on 1st and 10. Mixon gets the nod to start the drive. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we have reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Bengals out in front. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, the Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. The first look at the NFL scoreboard comes from down in Arizona, and the early lead there belonging to the Cardinals. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Mixon will get it to start the second half. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
All right, now, lucky 56, lucky 56.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Finding some room at midfield. And he will avoid the contact as he slides to a stop. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Now whistles and a flag, and I believe a Bengal got going a little early there. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. And the blitz does come. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out. Onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
Mayfield. This is Cobb with a catch right side. 14 yards there on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard to go for the 1st.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or a man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
Now Saquon Barkley. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They keep it with Barkley on 1st down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun!
They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one...
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well. What makes a draw play like that successful?
Well, we did see where he made the first wave miss, and that was a big part of it. But a lot of it is just being actors back there, making the defense think it's going to be a pass.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Detroit! Detroit!
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. He'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another 1st. They'll go with a keeper. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. It's their quarterback. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. They'll try and get this run game going. This is Barkley. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. On the crossing route, complete. It's Cobb, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. This quarterback now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 39.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete.
So this is what happens when you throw interceptions. That confident veneer that you have gets chipped away a little bit. Maybe a little bit gun-shy throwing it around.
Yeah, underthrowing him there, and you're right. Those interceptions may be in the back of his mind. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go. 319. 319.
They'll go option to the short side. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Gun, gun! Gun
and long for Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Monte Nicholson picks it, and the return stops at the 39-yard line. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to wind up and air it out. So they took a shot on first down but couldn't connect.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Now the Bengals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They'll look to throw here. Over the middle, complete. It's Gordon. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A really nice gain of 25 yards. You ready for a Captain Obvious comment?
Let's go. Go with it, please.
He had the 5 picks last week. He's got to be much more pleased. Just the 1 interception. They've got the lead here in the 4th.
And not only is he pleased, his entire team is. Because throwing those 5 interceptions affects everyone. That's extra work for your defense and not enough possessions for your offense. He's flipped that ratio around in this game.
He'll drop to throw. Buying time to his left. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29.
Right, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. 55 spot, guys, 55.
Mayfield off the play fake. Caught left side by Cobb. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Looking for Shepard deep. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Monte Nicholson picks it, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup coach.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Holding on to the football becoming a little bit of an issue. He had 2 fumbles last week, remember.
I played for a guy that used to talk all the time about creating turbulence in the pocket, making the quarterback jumpy, make him antsy, keep getting after him a little bit, and make sure he thinks about holding on to the ball because you're going after him.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39. Check 55.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury.
Set. Green.
Now Mayfield. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And he's got his man. Beckham. Touchdown, Giants. Odell Beckham. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Rosas good with the extra point. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals getting set to go. They've got the 2-score lead. Look, though, they fumbled last possession, led to a touchdown. So while things look good here at this stage in the 4th, they got to be careful.
They definitely do because they've actually brought them back into it, haven't they? They've given them hope once again. Their purpose on this drive, squash that hope one more time.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. It's a foot race. He's at the 30. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here comes Cobb. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
His throw incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down.
All right, here we go.
Throwing again, Mayfield on 2nd and 10. And he comes back with one complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, here we go. 319! 319!
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Shepard. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
Now Mixon. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now back to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Gordon. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
He'll look to throw. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll drop to throw. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. Now, the Bengals on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Back to throw. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. It's a 15-yard pickup, but it'll lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good, and that will push this lead up to 20 now. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. New York set to take the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue.
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Rosas to add the extra point. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengal offense now gets set to head back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But you also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on it at 2nd down.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Dumps it off to Mixon. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 4 yards on the pickup, and just like that, it's 3rd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Looking to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. Fielded just inside the 30. Muscling free near the 40. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19.
To throw, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. William Jackson with a pick. And he'll actually lose about 7 yards on the return, but they have possession of the football on the turnover. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now, that's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Gets it to Gordon. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the play. They're going to look to throw. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not in a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
So for the Bengals, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Giants, they too will exit with a 2-1 record. And they'll be at home for one next week